Hello, everyone. Thanks for checking in with Callie. So the last few games, Kawhi Leonard's been out with a hip contusion injury. It's said to be minor, and up until I think yesterday, he actually did practice. It was limited practice, but he actually did practice. The prior games, he didn't. He wasn't even there at practice. I mean, he might have been there, but he wasn't like actually on the floor and doing any physicality. But, he did do a limited practice here lately. And, that's a good sign of him getting right back to, where he was. And that lets, us know that, he's moving forward. And I'm thinking the Grizzlies game, tonight, of course, he's questionable. And I'm not sure if he's going to play the Grizzlies game tonight, but I definitely do believe he's going to play the next game. Of course, tonight would be a big game because, Ja Morant is there and, Ja Morant's back and, the Grizzlies are trying to rectify their season. So, getting a big win on the road against the Clippers, regardless of whether Kawhi is there or not, is their focus. So, that's definitely going to be a tough game, I think. They're going to really have to, put some clamps on Ja Morant, it's that could be a tough outing, but I do think the Clippers will find a way to pull through because I think, like I said, I think they, of course, the Clippers have more star power and they are at home, and you got to feed off the energy of the crowd and keep it going. That's what you have to do. So I do believe that will happen, but when I think about the Kawhi Leonard situation. He's only missed a few games, and that's good. We're still good. My main thing is, I hope he does come back, pretty quickly because I don't want the media to start saying some old dumb shit like they always do or something like that about his injuries, because he's been keeping everybody quiet, shutting everybody up this year in regards to that. So hopefully he can continue to keep doing that. And I believe he'll just come back and, just do exactly what he was doing before he went out, which was looking like, the best player in the league. Before he went out, he really looked like, he looked like a version of the playoff Kawhi in the regular season. He looked like, that dominant, and he looked like he was just going at anybody who played the Clippers. And it's like nobody had a chance against him. Defenses didn't have a chance on the offensive end for him. And when he was on the defensive end, honestly, I said before, I think Kawhi Leonard should be, in the running for, defensive player of the year, or he should have been, at that time specifically. And I still think he should make an all NBA team, defensive team, this year as well, because like I said, I've watching his defense and how he's, taking away these teams' spirit with some of his defensive tactics and giving the Clippers the momentum in a lot of situations where the momentum is about to swing the other way. Kawhi has the superpower to swing it back and get the Clippers opportunity, or Kawhi just go down there and, just drop 20 straight points and, keep it moving. You know how Kawhi does. So that's definitely, needs to be, noted. But I don't think the media is really gonna, give him his respect like that, but Kawhi is way too underrated. But even still, like I said, I do think that he will be back the next game. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did come back, against Memphis. Because I do, like I said, this is a big game, and this is one of those games that they actually want. What I'm saying, and a lot of people, including myself, was under the notion that he might have came back against the Charlotte Hornets. So and then of course my mind straight rushed to Kawhi, clinging on to try to get to this game, play this game versus Memphis because it's a bigger game. And, Charlotte is just basically a off game, basically, to them. It's like, okay, go ahead and, y'all beat the Charlotte Hornets and give me an extra few days to rest so we can play Memphis. And that's what it looks like the notion, would be, but of course, if you can't go, you can't go. I think Kawhi is good because, like I said, he is doing limited practice, not, full practice. But like I said, that's a good sign towards him just, getting right back in the rhythm and getting right back on the floor as quickly as possible. Because, like I said, a few days prior, he wasn't even practicing. So it was just more or less the conditioning, the resting, now limited practice, see what he can do, see how he feels. Then, hypothetically, if he doesn't actually play the Memphis game, a couple days from now or whenever, they would do a full practice, and then he'd be ready for the next game. So that's exactly, I feel like that's how it will go. But, we're hoping definitely that, he comes back, at least by the next game, or, within a week or so or something like that, because we want him to keep his rhythm. We want him to keep, how he was, because this team, they're going to win games and stuff like that, but they're not going to be like, like that, like you look at a couple of games they lost, the defensive, like missing Kawhi Leonard, it makes a world of difference with him not being there, because it lessens Paul George's responsibility of guarding the best player on the other team, because Kawhi does that. It makes James Harden fall back and not have to press, or anything like that when the opposing team's, point guard, gets past the half court line. It's like it's other things you don't have to, it's the little things you don't have to do when he's around, because he's going to disrupt things anyway. That's just how he is. And like I said, it really becomes contagious to other players around him at times on the championship teams that he's won, because it's just like watching him do it. It's like, dang, maybe I should be a little bit more defensive. And then other players start doing the same thing. So like I said, his effect it's heavily needed for the Clippers, any team that he's on, actually, you know what I'm saying? Because his effect is different than any other players in the league. So, I mean, the Clippers can keep it going, but we definitely need Kawhi Leonard back as soon as possible. So, like I said, more so we're going the direction of Memphis. Yeah, that's going to be more questionable. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'd be great to see him play against Memphis tonight. But I mean, more so, the next game is where we're really focused at, with Kawhi Leonard. Because you want to make sure he's healthy, he's good, and he's right. And you want to make sure, you can get a continuous flow of him being on the floor. So, you want to make sure he's right. You want to be a little precautious, but not overly precautious, and I think that's where the Clippers are with the situation more than Kawhi is actually hurt. I just think they're being a little bit more precautious with him, put him in, see how he does. With limited practice, see how he feels, and, kind of go at it that way, because, the Clippers need this season to be a success. And, we all know the only way that's going to really happen if Kawhi Leonard is healthy.